So how could a $200,000 house make you into a millionaire? You've seen on our channel many examples of $200,000 homes, which are perfectly acceptable in all areas of the country, near big cities, coastal areas, acreage, large square footage. But financially, how could that become an advantage for you? Well, in this market, one of the things that's happened with the explosions of prices is many properties are now worth $1 million. And some of these aren't really significant properties. Some of them are just average, normal, everyday properties in areas that have gone up. One of the things that's happened is 8% of homes nationwide that are $1 million or more equates to 6 million properties. That's more than double, or close to double, just from 2 years earlier, right? So it doesn't mean that a $200,000 house today is going to be worth $1 million, but many of these homes that are at the $1 million mark were close to $200,000 just a few years ago. Here's an example. This is a house that's currently selling for $729,000. Okay? And this happens to be in South Florida. Well, 10 years ago, in 2012, that house sold for $194,000. Well, if you had purchased that house for $194,000 and you had saved $1,000 or $800 a month on rent, because rent for this house or for an apartment might have been $2,000, $2,500 a month, and a mortgage on this house would have been $1,500. So if you saved $800 a month for 7 or 8 years, you would have saved a couple $100,000 in rent. Add that to $729,000, and you now have an equity position of close to $1 million. Now, that's not to say that every house that sells today for $200,000 is going to be worth $1 million in 10 years. But then again, why wouldn't it? The way the market's going, and a reasonably maintained house in a good area that has been taken care of in 10 years has all the same opportunity to be worth $1 million, because the property market isn't going down. This is a permanent new era of real estate assets. It's a hard asset market. And the future of investment is in tangible assets. One of the things that happened is, for the last 10 years, property values haven't gone up that much. So even this increase, in all actuality, wasn't that big of a jump. Because if you take 729 minus 200, that's 500,000. Over 10 years, that's about 50,000 a year. On average, that's only about a 15%, 10 to 15% increase, which isn't huge. Some of that came recently, but a lot of it, and that kind of investment can make a big difference in the future of whether or not you have equity, or if you just paid rent for the next 7 or 8 years. And even if the house that you end up buying isn't ideally what you want, having that equity will put you in a position where you can buy something that's upgraded because you have had equity and you've saved some money from your rent, rather than just throwing money to a landlord and didn't participate in the future appreciation of the market, which all the experts say is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen.